Well, hello everybody, and a very warm welcome to this very sacred space that we've created today. And when I say we, I mean, well, we've got three forces present. There's my God, of course, and then there's me, and there's also Sarah. And the three of us are together. Sarah is facilitating the program, and I'm going to be chatting to you, and God is going to be communicating with all of us and living through us at the same time. So the program is called A Spiritual Solution to Every Problem, and that is indeed the case. And I was asked to focus fairly loosely, I think, on 12 steps to 100% self-empowerment. And then it was amended to, well, rather than self-empowerment, which is probably more related to the ego, but is to step it up into soul empowerment, which is, of course, a very much expansive form of self, but it's all embracive, all empowering, and it's bringing in God and the beings of light, the whole creative process. Excuse me. So it's a big brief, as they would say, to talk about this, and it's going to take a few programs, not necessarily one a program, but perhaps cover 2 or 3. But when we look back, we'll know that we've gone through a process, and it will be a powerful process. I personally have been through a powerful personal growth process these last 7 years. And it started with an aneurysm in my eye, behind my left eye, which has really left me pretty much blind on that side. So if you're typing messages in for me, if you would do it perhaps in caps, that would be good. That would be helpful to me to be able to read them. And I'd like to welcome you seriously, all of you who are coming today to listen, to participate. And hopefully you've brought some issues, problems, challenges with you that we could address. So, when you come through all the different things, I've had so many operations, I've had so many anesthetics, you wouldn't believe it. And of course, all the time going through all of that, the preparation, the pre-op stuff, everything, God was very much with me and in my thoughts and my whole being, because I was invoking the highest of the high to guide me through, to see me safely through, and to help me understand, because it was a bit of a feeling of, well, not something else. I seemed to get rid of one thing when another popped up, another thing happened. And there was this sort of, why me? Why is this happening? And at the end of the day, really, the lesson is surrender and really hand it over. That this is about the Christed beings, to Mother, Father, God. And I mean, it even happened today. I was having a blether there with Sarah just before we came on. And I said, I set up, I've got a statutory here, as we say in Scotland, and I'm in the pleasant sunshine, but along this way, there's a guy working with a chainsaw, bringing down trees. So that started up very early. And I thought, meeting's going to be done in by the time you get to talk. And then somebody started up with tears, because it's the first nice day we've had for a wee while. And I just had to put it up there and surrender and say, deal with this. So fortunately, all is fine. Long may it continue. Just we're not in control, and that is very evident. But what we can is we can influence. We really are influencers, and we're not. They love this word on Facebook and everything, being an influencer. So what does that mean? I suppose it means you can change the shape of other people's thinking and feeling. But I'm not really interested in other people, folks. This is all about you. Your life is all about you. And I don't know, we've grown up, we all grew up with parents, well-meaning, loving parents who are wanting you to grow up in the best possible way, and they bring you up. And a lot of what my age group was about helping everybody else. And what then happened to a large number of women in particular was that they were giving out, and not seeing that actually they're really depleting their own power. So a lot of it is going out and away to others. So that's, they people talk about affirmations. I not only talk about them, I use them a lot. Because if I really want to reprogram my subconscious brain, that's what I've got to do. I've been talking to myself from next week, 76 years. And, it's really quite boring to listen the same over and over again. One can change it. One can get power and coping with things better and dealing with any perceived problems in your life. So we are shaping our own lives with everything we say. And if we say positive things persistently and consistently, now these are powerful words. And when it comes to soul impact, they're very important, because what you're saying to this beautiful soul that is occupying this beautiful body, because your body is functioning to absolutely its best possible reality all the time. And so they are doing their very best for you, and the least you can do is to acknowledge that and be grateful for it. So coming through this big period, if you like, of personal growth, coming out of it, and with the help of the illumined beings of light, but also with the help of friends, with my husband, and friends, Jason, with people Joanne, who step in and have helped me with various protocols and things, very helpful, and building me up to this day, because this is quite a big day. This is a big day for me, because it's taken me a long time to feel that I could do this, because I can't really see anything like as well as I could, but I can hear, and I'm listening to my guides all the time. Now, here's Moira on to say, glad to see you so well. Thank you so much for that. I can't beat that. And just to let you know, Sarah is in the background, as it were. And if I said to her, I'm not sure if I'm able to read these things, but I can see this. And it's certainly, if you use caps, definitely Moira, so thank you. And it's so good to have help from friends. But the thing is, you've got to be able to ask, haven't you? You've got to be able to say, would you mind helping me? And of course, you know what Jesus said, ask and you shall receive. And I feel very, very blessed with the people that have stepped up and helped me over these last 7 years and more, and for me to regain my there was a lot to do with confidence. You lose your confidence when you can't see 100%. It's like you're just not sure what's going on. And so this is all very, very good. And the one I haven't mentioned, who's been right beside me, is my twin flame, is Bill. And he really has been wonderful. And in the middle of that, he had triple bypass for his own heart. And so, you know, that then it becomes a two-way reciprocal motion of, well, didn't Bing Crosby sing about that? Give love and true love, that was it. Just giving and receiving love in all its various forms, I think, is so good. But anyway, it's really been, and I have to thank, you know, God, and thank all these illumined beings of light, and thank Jason and Joanne, Bill, for all the wonderful things. And I mean, Bill is here all the time, and there are times when I was very down, very depressed, and wondering, well, when is this going to end? Is this ever going to end? And now we go on, I go on from that, and I'm here, and I'm stronger, and I'm more grounded, and receiving really well. So it's not 100% the way it was, but I'll tell you what, it's good. And I'm so glad to be here, still to be able to speak to you all. And know, you know, for example, Moira, I know has a lovely wee dog, and I had to get rid of my wee dog. He had to get him put down because he was ill and elderly. But I still miss that companionship. And I've got 2 cats instead. So I think there's a report in here that said I had 14 cats. And I think I would faint and fall off my perch if I had 14, to be honest, because they're so demanding. You'll have a dog, but you know what they say, cats will have you. And I think that's very true. Anyway, I just thought I would update you on what's going on for me. And we're loving it here in Ireland. I've discovered that, yes, I'm Scottish. Of course I am. But I'm only 60% Scottish. The rest of me is Irish. From Wexford. My mother was an O'Neill, and her father were Wexford. And of course, part of me just knew I had to come home and investigate the ancestral connections here. And so I have my eldest stepson's girlfriend. She's doing my tree, and she has discovered that I have 13 grandfathers, which I thought, how do you get 13 grandfathers? But she traced it all. There were grandfathers, great-grandfathers, great-greats, so it went on and just went mushroomed out. So there's a lot more investigation now to get my DNA done. So it's just fascinating. But, you know, I was saying to Bill, I walked down the road to the village and whatnot, and it's like I recognise the faces, and beautiful, beautiful faces of the Irish people. They're just like the Scottish people. They're soft people. And very lovely. So we've been really made welcome here, and they talk my language and I talk theirs. Now we're also in the grounds of a church that was St. Augustine, was set up here. It's no longer a functional church, but it's got beautiful grounds. We're the bungalow that was the priest's house next to the church. And loads of beautiful places to walk. And there's a peace garden, and we have quite extended grounds to the side. So we've really landed well. People like us, we like them. And there are about 12 small houses for retired people, for single people who are on their own, and they're just down sort of beyond a garden there. And they look after these people. So we've made quite a few friends in there. So that brings you up to date where I am on the planet now. I'm very much enjoying the people here, and, the flora and the fauna, as I would say. And there's always something going on. I'm just going to say to you, just take a wee deep breath and let it out. And I'm just doing that for myself, letting it all go. Because I guess I was quite uptight about doing this after an absence. But I needn't be concerned, because I have handed it over today to God, said whatever you want me to share, whatever you would like me to say and be to these good people that will come on and listen to this, and just let it be so, let it happen. So this is about your soul's empowerment, and your soul has been with you since the inception of your seed on the planet. And not just this time, it just goes right back to when you were first conceived. And I quite often see God, if you like, as a huge, just an outline of a being. It's not I don't know, it's an odd thing. It's like an energetic being. And I quite often just see all these, like seeds, I guess they are, coming down onto our earth. And then I see other ones going back up. So it's like an exchange of energy. There are those that are arriving for this life experience, and there are those that are going, that their time is over, they've done what they had to do, and they're going back to check back in. And that's the whole thing I see. It's just a cycle all the time. And aren't we so very, very blessed that we get this opportunity? And we have had many opportunities to live this life, to breathe the wonderful air, the oxygen of life itself. And the interesting thing is when we learn to really breathe and bring our heart and our brain into a beautiful harmony, that really calms and stills our bodies. So just take a moment, get yourself really comfortable wherever you are, wherever you're sitting, just get really comfy, settle down, and just enjoy. Enjoy breathing in, filling those beautiful lungs. And then you breathe out. You let go. You let everything go that you no longer need in your lungs. The stale air, breathing out, letting it go. Beautiful. And we have thoughts going on, and these thoughts are our foundations, are the architects of our lives, because whatever we can think about, whatever we can create within this beautiful, balanced synergy of brain and heart, that is how our life will be. We are the creators. And so just for a moment, be thinking, I will affirm that. I am affirming that. I am creating my beautiful, peace-filled, loving life with God, with the Creator of all that is. Now that he didn't leave anything out. He didn't leave the odd bee out, or a cat here and there. He actually created everything. I'm seeing the a few wee flies flitting about in here. He's responsible for everything. You know, even this wooden table I'm sitting at, it's a very low vibration because that's what wood does, especially when it's been worked and shaped into a form. It's dense. You know, it's all created. This was created by hands, human hands, or humans operating machinery, who knows? But it's all created by a God-given soul who's occupying a body, physical body. And you know, that physical body is just amazing because it's speaking to you. And it's not just speaking to you about what you're experiencing this lifetime. It's embracing everything you've ever experienced. This life, past lives, future lives, parallel lives, and then all the ones from your ancestrals. I mean, it's amazing. It's such a breaking subject. So, you know, sometimes people are thinking, why me? I know I thought, well, why am I getting all this stuff? And it's because we, as our beautiful bodies tell us, we are this amazing field of energy, this beautiful energy, God's energy. And we are occupying it. Wow, we are occupying this space. It's massive. I mean, you put your arms out, touch the edges, but it's all filled with this gorgeous energy. But there are pockets of it. Pockets. For example, I probably had a pocket over my colon. And part of that had to be removed because it wasn't functioning properly, because it had a memory of something I've ever held, and it had to go. And there were other things, the aneurysm in the eye, a clot of blood, life's blood, had to be removed. Stent had to be put in, all that kind of thing, because your body takes stuff on, it's remembering, and it knows when it's going to release it, let it go. So it's not about beating yourself up. And I've learned that now, because I think I was quite probably angry that this was happening to me, because I was leading a clean life, I would say, leading a clean life. So eating well. I don't drink, I don't smoke, so I had a clean life. So it was like, why did I get that? So, of course, all of this cellular memory held in here was speaking up in its own way. And of course, the best thing you can do is to acknowledge what your soul is saying to you. Now, you're not necessarily going to understand what it's saying to you. That's why a good therapist is a good thing, because they can tap into, if you like, a lot of what is coming through and why it's coming through. And a lot of you know I was and am, although I've retired now. But I mean, I was doing a lot of therapy with people, psychotherapy, hypnotherapy, EFT, all these things to help people to identify and release everything that had to go. But you know, it's about acknowledging right now how much we've shifted and grown in life. Because I've been doing this since the 80s. You know, it's been a long time. And it's about acknowledging that. But it's been a beautiful lesson, learning all the time, even today, just reminding myself I've really got to let go of all this noise, because all that noise is not going to affect me this afternoon. It's going to be dealt with. The whole thing is going to be dealt with And so it has been proven to be. So we're talking about 12 steps to 100% soul empowerment, because your soul is in charge of all of this healing that's going on. It's in charge of your entire life experience. And it knows when you're ready to do such and such and such, and when you're going to be able to cope with that or let this go. So it's about really forming a lovely relationship with your soul, isn't it? And also with God, the Creator. Because God doesn't make mistakes, you know. And this whole world that we're living in, it's up in the air. Everything's going on, and yet there are no mistakes. It's all happening, believe it or not, in divine right order. So it's just about stepping back and observing. And being aware doesn't do any harm, because to do anything else, if you begin to get involved with it, then you're going to be leaking energy to it. So this is what I was going to chat today. I felt this could be a really good empowerment step today, would be to just sit quietly and contemplate. And yeah, because probably you may have some issues. I know I have had around relationships, probably some around illnesses, sometimes some about money, and just worries of many different types, or loneliness, anxiety. And so worry and anxiety, there's difficult to define what all that really is. The only thing I definitely know for sure is you're leaking energy to everything you worry about. You're leaking energy to everything you're anxious about. You're leaking energy if you're having problems around money and relationships. You're leaking energy. Now, if you feel your vibration isn't as high as it could be, then you're leaking energy. If you feel you could be much, much more buoyant and, I don't know, frivolous if you like, but living a lighter life in so many different ways, then you're leaking energy. And so just taking this moment to think of a few things that quite possibly you're aware of. There's a relationship in your life that could be better, that could change for the better. And there are those illnesses that are still playing out after a long time. There are money issues still coming in, worries, anxieties, and loneliness, of course. So as you sit there, I want you to imagine that you're in this bubble of light, because you've already settled your breathing. You've already brought your heart and brain into sync. And that is allowing you to really, really relax to a very deep level. So just breathe. And you're thinking back to those affirmations that I really feel have helped me so well with my transformation, for I have transformed. And it's through the constant repetition. Just every time I think about these various things, I repeat them to myself. Every time I do that, I'm creating brand new neural pathways. And if I think about them, I light them up. And that brings them even more into being. And so right now, you've got all these list of things in your mind. You may have written them down, or you may have a note of them. However you care to do it, I want you to try and just relax through this. Just don't try. Try isn't a good word. I don't like it. You are doing it. You've got to be careful what you say. Just be doing it. Just be doing this. Actually apply yourself to looking around your body, around this energetic field within the bubble. Because within the energetic body, you will see what looks like roots, like spidery roots coming out. They're all over the place. If you've got matters of the heart going on, they'll come out round about your heart. If you've got anything else, anything in the bones, muscular, you possibly have stuff coming out from arms, legs, back, your backs, all that kind of stuff. The worries, the anxieties, the issues, they create all these sort of frisson, if you like, of spidery connectors. And what they're doing is sucking out your energy. This is about core energy. They are allowing you to leak that energy out beyond your field. It's depleting your strength. And your strength is coming from your base chakra. Now, the base, you can say chakra or power center, whichever you choose. However, it is a power center. It is connected to Mother Earth, and Earth is part of this beautiful, beautiful universe that we live in. The universe is all powerful. The universe is listening to every word today. The universe is tuning in to your every thought. And today, you are choosing to let go of all the little spidery roots and hooks and cords that are well connected into your field, draining you, taking away, sort of zapping you, if you like, and you need all your energy. You need more. So how can we stop that? Well, it's simple, because I'm going to invoke the power and presence in this moment of Archangel Michael Most High. He and I have been working together since the 1980s. We've done a lot of mighty work together. And what he's doing right now is going around you. And he's taking his mighty sword and he's cutting away all those fibrous roots and cords, hooks, connectors of all descriptions above your head, beneath your feet, down the front of your body, up the back of your body, down the left side, down the right side, every place, under your right arm, under your left arm, the insides of your legs, the outside, He's making sure that he is cutting all these, I don't know, like these suckers or something, into your field, into your energy. And they're being pulled out and away. And he's gathering them all up. And he's taking them to the light. And that is good. That is so good, because you're going to really feel the difference. And you'll think, Patricia wasn't just chuntering about this. This works. The bottom line is, this works. So as you disentangle from all of that stuff, I now see it's like honey. It's like honey. I'm seeing the angels coming in and pouring that over you. And it's like sealing up all the little holes or rips that were made as those were taken out. And they're all being stitched up as well, because here we are. Here she comes. I've been waiting. Mary Magdalene, the beloved Mary Magdalene, our divine feminine, she is coming to be with us today, because she knows. She came to me the other night to say she wants to very much be involved with the work that we're doing, because she says it's imperative that women begin to totally love themselves, to appreciate themselves, to value themselves. Because if they don't do it for themselves, guess what? Nobody else is going to do it for you. You've got to do this. You've got to do this. That's what I said at the top. Your life is all about you. So in this moment, she's giving you, she's got a beautiful elixir. She used to do the feet and massage the feet and all the things. And right now, she's going to your feet. She's making sure that everything that was taken away is taken away to the light for transmutation into something light. Beautiful. And you thank her. Thank you, Mary Magdalene, because she's helping behind the scenes. She is working with many, many women, helping them to empower, helping them to step into the power of their soul, to take back their power. So you've taken back power from all these things that were draining you. That's fantastic. You're going to feel a huge difference there. That's it. And now you're breathing again, but remembering. You're remembering. You're remembering being with Mary as a Magdalene, walking through Gethsemane. You were there. You were there. And your heart is full of love, not just for you, but for Mary, for Jesus, and for God. Because today, of course, is a starter, if you like, just getting into what we're going to be doing. It's a step in the right direction. It's a step, because the next program is going to be about really building on the foundations we've created and creating a very strong walkway, if you like, to walk a path with God, for God, honoring God, and the power that God will grant you as long as we work for the good, as always. And so we give you great thanks, beloved. And Mary, we thank you for facilitating this, for we know each and every one of us, we are stepping into our true power now. We've waited a long time. There were times when I thought things were changing, and then it seemed to go back a bit, but it is changing now. We have stepped into a new world. It's never going to be the same again. So women must take their rightful place. And that has to start with loving yourself and with honoring yourself, not waiting on anybody else to do it for you. And letting go of allowing yourself to be bullied into doing anything other than you would wish to do. And so we give thanks. We give thanks. That's it. So we are going to be doing affirmations persistently and consistently. You see, it's when you begin to do things consistently that they really make a difference. I am walking with God. I am talking with God. I am asking God what He wants me to do today. When I'm sitting in bed in the morning, I thank Him first of all for giving me another day on this planet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And what would you have me to do and be this day? And you just listen. And sometimes you won't hear anything, you won't hear a word, but you'll feel kind of a nudge to do something or to go somewhere. I mean, I was quite frankly told to come to Ireland, and thank God Bill went along with that, but only after a few months. He wasn't, although he's the Dubliner, he wasn't so keen. But I was given instruction. And so now you know, now I know why I had to be in this energy to work with the souls here and from all around here. So the soul is empowering, and it has called back its power from all those relationships and illnesses and worries, anxieties, monies, if we could go on for ages, falling all the power up and all of that right back. And then you know you can never then be lonely, because you have God well embedded in your heart space. Always, He's always been there. He infuses your entire being and helps you to align with all the calming and confident energies. All of that. Now, we're coming to the end of our time together, and I'm going to thank you very, very much for your attention. And when you find yourself doing your affirmations, you can become much more expansive than I have been, because you can make them up to suit yourself and align with them, bring them on board, infuse yourself with calm, positive energy. And as you do that, make a mental note that we will be together again on the 25th of March. It's a Wednesday once again. And we will be building, working on what we've done today, but we'll really be building on creating a very rewarding relationship with Mother, Father, God. And so I really look forward to connecting with you again then. And meantime, I ask you to accept all blessings, and much thanks to Sarah, who's been, yes, she's just been, she said, I don't want to come in and meet. I know it's never do think, where do I go? But she's there, I can see her, it's on my picture. And it's been lovely just to have there, knowing that she's there. So thank you all for being here, and I look forward to next time. And if you have any questions, I mean, hopefully we've kind of touched on a few things that would cover what you would like to be answered. But I'm quite happy to channel directly for you. But say, well, they'll come forward. Mary Magdalene will come forward for you. So bless you, and we'll speak very soon. Take care. Lots of love.